Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Life is Not Just a Cupcake. I'm your host, Heather Rose, and I'm so glad you're here for our second episode. Here on this podcast, we talk about life's messy, beautiful moments, the ones that don't always look picture perfect, but end up being the most meaningful. I know that during this time of year, there's a lot of pressure to create these big, magical moments. We have these picture perfect ideals of family gatherings, holiday parties, and celebrations. But what if the real magic of happiness doesn't come from those big special moments? What if the sweetest part of life is actually found in the simple everyday moments we often overlook? Today I want to share a story from my own life, how being a stepmother in a blended family taught me to treasure the everyday and turn ordinary days into something extraordinary. When I became a stepmother, one of the first things I noticed was how much weight the idea of special days carried in our family. My stepdaughters would look forward to birthdays, holidays, or other big occasions with such big anticipation. And honestly, it broke my heart a little when those days didn't align with all the times they were with us. In a blended family, holidays can seem, well, complicated. Some days our house was full of laughter and chaos, and other days it was quite still. On those empty days, I found myself missing the energy of a full house. And when the girls would return, they would sometimes feel sad that it wasn't their special day, that they didn't get to celebrate with us. And early on, I realized I had to do something about this. If we only focused on those big, hallmark style moments, we were missing so much of the joy that life had to offer us. I decided to create what was called the everyday is special concept. Instead of waiting for the holidays to bring us happiness, I started finding ways to make the everyday magical. I themed our months around this season or upcoming holidays. And in December, for example, I'd plan a little winter-themed activities like baking cookies or making a special meal or just snuggling up watching a holiday movie together. I'd be surprised that the girls would take so well to that they enjoyed the little days more than the big ones. So I started making little elf gifts and giving them their favorite book or candy, or just even a cute note telling them how much they meant to us. These weren't the big, expensive gestures that we give during the holidays. They were just little moments of love that reminded us all that life is special, no matter what day it be. And what started out as a way to navigate the challenges of a blended family surprisingly has now become a way of life for me. I've learned that happiness isn't found in the big events. It's in the laughter we share. It's in the silly traditions we create and the small intentional moments that we make every day. As we dive into today's episode, I want to invite you to pause for a moment and reflect. How often do you allow yourself to slow down and truly savor life's simplest moments? And the rush of daily responsibilities and the hustle of the holiday season, it's so easy to get caught up in what's next, planning or achieving or even simply getting through the day. But when we take the time to slow down, to breathe, and to embrace the beauty of the present, we uncover something profound. These small, quiet moments are where life's magic lives. They ground us. They remind us of what's truly important, and they bring a sense of joy and connection that's often missing when we are constantly on the go. Today, we'll explore the power of these moments and how embracing them can transform the way we experience life. Maybe it was savoring the first sip of a hot cocoa on a cold evening, or feeling its warmth spread through your hands as you cradled the mug. Or perhaps it was sitting by the window and noticing the rhythm of the rain tapping softly on the roof. Or even just a moment of stillness. Or maybe it's just something simple as watching your pet curled up in a favorite spot, utterly content in the way they made you pause and smile. Life is filled with them, small, delicate gifts of joy that we often miss because we're so focused on what's ahead. We think happiness lives in the big, loud milestones, the perfect holiday, the big promotion, the photo-worthy family gathering. But when I look back on my own life, those aren't the moments that stand out the most. It's the in-between moments I remember. The way the girls' faces would light up when they shared a story with me. Their excitement was so vivid I could feel it too. Or the way the favorite candle filled the room with its comforting scent, making the ordinary feel just a little more special. Or the way the sunlight danced on the floor on a quiet afternoon, and the puppies would just cuddle up and lay in it, creating a kind of magic that was just entirely unplanned. These moments don't demand our attention. They wait quietly, hoping we'll notice. They remind us that happiness isn't something we achieve. It's something we allow ourselves to experience when we slow down and truly live in the present moment. Think about the last time life surprised you with joy in an unexpected way. Maybe it was a shared laugh around the dinner table when the recipe didn't turn out quite right, or the joy of decorating cookies together. Perhaps it was in the warmth of a hug as everyone rushed out the door, or just a simple satisfaction of sitting together after a long day. These moments might not feel monumental, especially during the busyness of the holiday season, but they are the threads that weave the story of our family lives. They remind us that the real magic isn't in the perfection of the celebration, but in the connection we find when we're truly present with the people we love. I remember my favorite time was always after the meal was done, when everybody was calming down and just sitting with themselves, doing what they wanted, whether it was knitting or having a warm cup of coffee. They were the calm moments. Not all the hype, not all the magic, not all the unwrapping of presents or what did you get. It was the paper torn on the floor, the smile on someone's face of contentment, the twinkle in the trees. And when I reflect back, I realize how often I've rushed past these moments, thinking they weren't big enough to matter. But the truth is, they're the ones that matter most. They remind us that life's beauty isn't something we create only on special days. It's something we find when we choose to see the magic in the everyday. If we gave ourselves permission to pause, to reflect, and to appreciate the quiet gifts life offers us daily, how might our lives feel fuller, more meaningful, simply because we stop to savor what's already here? These reflections remind me that happiness isn't found in the highlights. It's discovered in the pauses, the stillness, the spaces where life shows us its true, gentle beauty. When I first started making the everyday special, I didn't fully understand the depth of impact it would have on me. I thought it was something for the kids, a way to help them feel cherished, particularly in the midst of our blended family's chaotic moments. I thought by creating these little traditions, I could give them memories that would stick with them forever. But over time, something surprising happened. What I originally thought was just for them became just as important to me. At first, it felt like I was just ticking boxes, making the most of a situation where we didn't always get to celebrate together. But as I continued, I realized something crucial. The practice of slowing down and savoring life's small moments didn't just enrich their lives, it transformed mine as well. These little practices, like setting a theme for the month or surprising loved ones with small, thoughtful gestures, help me refocus and reconnect with myself. Instead of constantly rushing towards the next big event or feeling overwhelmed by the demands of daily life, I was able to stop, reflect, and truly appreciate here and now. Whether it was sharing a laugh over a meal or just noticing the cozy warmth of a blanket, or simply just sitting in silence by the fire with a cup of tea. These everyday moments became sources of deep fulfillment for me. The more I practiced bringing these moments into a daily routine, the more I realized they weren't just distractions from life. They were the very things that made my life worth living. They brought clarity, peace, and a renewed sense of joy. Embracing the simple moments didn't mean I had to wait for these big milestones to feel special. It meant I was finding magic in the ordinary, which in turn made every day feel just a little more vibrant and meaningful. As you move through the hustle of this holiday season, I encourage you to try some of these practices for yourself. Start a gratitude practice to help you notice the beauty around you and embrace imperfection when things don't go according to plan. The more you embrace these simple moments, the more you'll realize how much they have to offer. Whether you're surrounded by family or enjoying some peaceful time alone, the quiet in the everyday is something we can all savor, because in the end, it's those little moments that make life so sweet. I encourage you to take a moment out of your busy day and try one of these simple exercises. It doesn't need to be anything elaborate, just a small intentional act that lets you slow down and savor the moment. Life moves so fast, and we often get caught up with the rush. But these little practices can help us reconnect with the present, with the real magic. So today, take a pause. Embrace the simplicity of the moment and see how it shifts your perspective, even if just for a few minutes. You might be surprised at how much joy and peace come from something so small. Start by establishing simple daily rituals that bring you joy. Maybe it's lighting a candle when you wake up, stretching for a few moments, or taking a quiet minute with your favorite book before bed. These small moments of self-care and intention help ground you. Over time, they build a sense of connection to yourself and to the present moment. We often wait for big milestones, birthdays, promotions, major achievements. But why not just celebrate the little wins? Did you finish a long to-do list? Or finally tackle a project you've been putting off? Take a moment to acknowledge these small accomplishments. Maybe treat yourself to something special, or simply pause to appreciate the effort you put in. When you take a few moments each day to capture one small beautiful moment, or a quick photo or sunset, and enjoy that favorite meal, or a shared laugh with someone, these moments, they tend to change you. You get to revisit those snapshots and enjoy and savor the sweetness of life. They remind us there can be joy to look back on, especially when you need a boost in life. Savor something simple every day. Maybe it's your morning coffee. Sip it slowly. Notice the warmth or the taste of its aroma. Or go for a walk, feeling the cool air and listening to your footsteps on the pavement. These moments are so easy to rush through, but when you slow down and truly experience them, they become so much more meaningful. You could start a new family tradition. It doesn't have to be a holiday. It could just be a weekly movie night, or a Saturday breakfast ritual, or even just a nature walk. Traditions create rhythm in the everyday, and they build opportunities for connection and shared moment. I encourage you to take time to write short notes or messages to the people who matter to you. a thank you to the colleague, a text to a friend, or a letter to a family member. These small acts of gratitude can go a long way, strengthening relationships and making people feel truly valued. Instead of eating quickly or on autopilot, savor your meals. Notice those flavors, the textures, and the simple experiences of just nourishing your body. Even a snack can become so peaceful, grounding you in the moment. Instead of just eating through and rushing through, you could start eating with intention and savoring every bite. We live in a world that's always connected, and it's easy to get so lost in our screen. So take time and set aside each day a time just to unplug, turn off your phone, step away from your emails, or just be present with the people and the activities going on around you. Whether you're just having a meal, a conversation, or sitting in stillness, unplugging helps you reconnect with life in its simplest form. During the busyness of it all, we sometimes forget how restorative silence can be. Just take a few moments of quiet each day. Sit by the fire, in a quiet room, or just listen to the sounds of nature. Embracing silence can help you reset and refresh, creating space to appreciate the simple joys. By incorporating these small but meaningful practices in your everyday life, you can cultivate a sense of magic and mindfulness in the ordinary. It's all about slowing down, being present, and appreciating the beauty in what's around you. Each of these exercises encourages you to notice the simple, often overlooked moments that make life sweet. Thank you for tuning in to the second episode of Life is Not Just a Cupcake, inspired by my book. As we dive into the holiday season, I want to remind you to slow down and truly savor the moments of your everyday life. It is easy to get caught up in the rush of shopping, decorating, and preparing for the big events. But the real magic happens in the small, quiet moments that often get overlooked. Whether it's sharing a cup of coffee with a friend, pausing to watch the snowfall, or simply taking a deep breath in the middle of a busy day, these are the moments that make life sweet. So I encourage you to find those moments this week. Take the time to pause, reflect, and appreciate what's right in front of you. If you enjoyed this episode and want to support me, you can grab a copy of Life's Not Just a Cupcake on Amazon and soon to be available on Barnes & Noble. Your support means the world to me. Thank you for being here this Monday as we explore life's sweet, simple moments together. Until next week, embrace the sweetness of life and savor every moment. See you next Monday.